Hello, my name is Krista Oluka. I'm the Director of Admissions and Student Records at Uganda Christian University. We're very excited to have you join us as new students and to have you participate in our orientation session. I'm sure you've seen many others. This one is going to cover matters in the Directorate of Admissions and Records that you need to know that will help you be successful in your studies, but will also help you know where to seek out help and information. So offices within admissions. On the screen, you'll see the areas that we handle, which include front desk, registration, records, admissions, counseling, and data. So most of you, all of you actually, have already interacted with my department when you came and applied and got information about programs. So by this time, you should have an admission letter, and indeed you should have an admission packet, which has information about orientation, medical forms, policies, and other things. If you do not yet have information in terms of your admission letter and this packet, please send an email to admissions@ucu.ac.ug to follow up. Or if you're around campus, you can also visit our office, which is in the academics building. Or you can call 0794-770-826 or 0794-770-845. Just make sure that you have your admission letter and your admission packet. Again, I encourage you, read through that packet, through every sheet of paper in there. It's going to help you as you transition into a new learning method and new school. So make sure you do read everything carefully. The next thing up for you will be starting classes, and part of starting classes involves registration. And what registration is that now that you've been admitted, you need to present yourself to officially become a student of Uganda Christian University. So for new students, we'll want to do things like take a look at your original academic documents, see your payment receipts that you've paid a certain amount. I'll tell you more about that later. And see your ID. So just put together your student file. So you'll be advised on how to do that going forward. Right now we're in a remote semester, but we're equipped to handle that. So members of the registration team will reach out to you and tell you how you can register. Again, if you're around the office, you can present your documents and things in person, but that's not necessary. I'll give you more information about registration as we progress. Now, in my directorate, you'll find, and there's information in your packet about the same, that there are several policies that you need to go over and understand so that you know what the expectations are. One of them is the Student Code of Conduct. So UCU is a community that's founded on Christian beliefs. So there are certain expectations in terms of behavior that you'll need to adhere to. So please do read through that Student Code of Conduct. There'll be information on where that's accessible online. All these policies can be found on the UCU website. There's also a matriculation oath that when you register, you'll have to sign, and the purpose of that is accountability, and you'll sign and submit it when you register. Let me go through the matriculation oath quickly. It's projected there. So on admission and membership to UCU, you promise and declare that you'll faithfully observe all regulations, which from time to time may change. From time to time, from the governance and organs of the university for the good order of the university, including an order that the Students' Guild and or an individual found responsible should make restitution for damage done by students to public or university property, and that you will accordingly pay due respect and obedience to the VC and other officers of the university. In addition, you will faithfully promise to refrain from any acts of violence that may provoke violence and other actions calculated to disrupt the work of the university or likely to bring the university into disrepute. So you'll go over this matriculation oath and the Student Code of Conduct, and when you register, you'll be able to affirm that you'll be able to abide by it. There's also an academic regulation policy. Again, it's available online, and you'll be given information on where to access it in terms of the website. There are aspects that relate to teaching and learning, which the Manager of Academic Affairs already has addressed in a separate video, but there are also matters that pertain to admissions. So that's the registration policy, which I'll go into in more details. Those deadlines are there as well, and I have a table on that. So these are the deadlines. So for registration, there are certain incentives and penalties depending on how you're able to follow the policy. So within the first 3 days, there's something called the prompt payment option, where if you pay half of your fees or the full amount of your fees, either half or the full amount of the registration, the registration fee is waived. That's if you pay within the first 3 days. Now, 2 weeks after reporting is when all students need to make a payment of at least 45% of the semester for the semester. And right now, since we're in an online semester, for the time being, it may not apply, but when you're a resident, you always have to clear all of the accommodation fees. So that's 2 weeks from the reporting date. Halfway through the semester, which is about the 7th week, you'll need to bring that up to 75%. And then in the 9th week, you should clear the payments for the semester. There are also some late weeks where if you need some extra time, you can take up to an additional 2 weeks, but there will be a penalty there assigned of about 50,000 shillings if you take advantage of that late payment option. Other academic regulations concern passbooks. You'll be issued one, whether physically or electronically. Make sure that you keep it updated, you keep it safe. You'll also, after you register, have access to exams and UCU facilities and resources, many of which are online in terms of Moodle, aspects of your portal, the library. So it's very important that you comply with the registration policy so that you don't find yourself inconvenienced as you progress in your studies. So all payments need to be made in the bank or with a banking agent or using FlexiPay. There are also options for FlexiPay. But don't ever fall victim to someone paying on your behalf or that kind of thing, because some of our students have had money stolen from them that way. So just make sure that you always pay into the official UCU accounts at the bank or with an agent, I'll say a real agent, and or using the FlexiPay options. So since we're beginning this semester online, there will be some concessions made in terms of how much, whenever we're in a period of uncertainty with COVID and with lockdown. So you may find from time to time that you're on campus and other times you're off campus. There'll be some concessions made on the fees in terms of what's on your admission letter and what you'll pay when you're not on campus. So the tuition will always apply. The tuition remains consistent. That offering of learning doesn't change because the learning will continue and the resources needed for learning will be availed. But what will be revised is in the middle column, which is the functional fees, will come down from 983 to 638, 983,000 to 638,000 for online semesters. So make sure, these are important policy matters. Lastly, make sure to read the full policy. I've gone over it quickly, and I'll be coming again at some point on the orientation schedule for any questions you might have so we can have a Q&A. Take the time to go onto the website and read through those things in detail so we can clarify further and you can know what the expectations are. I'm going to end with a verse. And I think it speaks to issues of the unique community that you're joining and the people that you'll find here. 1 Peter 3, verses 8 to 9 tells us, "Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you are called, so that you may inherit a blessing." Thank you for your attention, and God bless you.